High-speed rail schemes are a monumental waste of government money, but President Biden wants to spend more on them. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. Ronald Reagan famously said that the closest thing to immortality is a government program. Even when it has outlived its usefulness, it goes on and on. Reagan might have added a corollary. Bad government ideas never die. They stick around to justify ever more boondoggles. A big example is so-called bullet trains. The Biden administration recently announced it has awarded $8.2 billion for various rail projects. A big chunk of that $8.2 billion goes for the biggest, most wasteful high-speed rail project in human history, California's 520-mile bullet train connecting San Francisco and Los Angeles. Voters approved a referendum in 2008, providing nearly $10 billion to get the thing started. Cost estimates for the whole line have never stopped going up, from $33 billion to now $128 billion and rising. The whole idea was based on absurd, almost criminal assumptions. For instance, the projected speed was 197 miles per hour. No high-speed train in the world comes close to that average. Passenger estimates were also bogus. Local politicians saw this as a honeypot, and changes were made for political reasons. The scale of incompetence had even the New York Times, which examined the project about a year ago, absolutely appalled. The line was supposed to have been completed in 2020. Yes, that's right, almost 4 years ago. The new timeline is 2033. That Biden money goes for trying to help complete a part of the line from Merced to Bakersfield, a length of 117 miles. Former California Governor Jerry Brown pushed the project hard, seeing the grandiosity of the scheme as a fitting legacy. Instead, it will never be completed and will stand as an example of how politicians are infatuated with such useless extravagances that take resources that could be used by the private sector to produce things people actually want, as well as inventing and developing products and services that will better our standard of living. In a free market, when something doesn't work, it is no longer produced. At least the pharaohs of Egypt knew how to build and complete their vanity projects. The pyramids are a great tourist attraction as well. That'll never be said about this California folly. The Biden team also is allocating subsidies for a bullet train from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. The recipient company recently opened a train line between Miami and Orlando, with no federal funding. The builders say the difference between the two busy tourist centers, 250 miles, makes it a viable alternative to driving or taking a flight. The trip is about 3 hours, but the company having similar success with this new project is highly problematical. Unlike Florida, California's ever-changing and growing regulations make it a nightmare. And remember, unlike Florida, subsidies are already involved, which guarantees more will be needed. High-speed trains might work in highly dense urban areas. Otherwise, airplanes and cars are better. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions, and look forward to being with you soon again.